everything we did to our 991.1 911. Let's start. Right when we got the car, we put on a C-Tech battery charger. We do that to all of our cars. We plug it in the wall, we put the bracket on the wall, and then we connect it to the battery, we hardwire it, and then we charge it up. And that way we always make sure our battery is good. And C-Tech has even partnered up with us, which is awesome. So after that, we needed to look over the basic maintenance of the car. So what we did is we made a video of how to check the oil, and we also made a video how to top off the coolant because we needed to get that coolant topped off when we checked it. And it's really funky as far as the coolant reservoir. If you've never seen the coolant reservoir, the way that it works on a 911, I highly recommend you check it out because it is really weird because it has like a little thing in the middle. Anyways, I am digressing. So after we checked off the coolant, we started to do some really cool upgrades. We went ahead and replaced the orange side markers, and those orange side markers are kind of one of those legal things here in America. I think European specs could have clear ones. So what we did is we got the clear ones that matched the rest of the car. It matched the headlights, it matched the LED front ones, and these clear like LED looking lights are awesome. So it's definitely one of those must mods that you have to do to your car. Then we put the Porsche front tub protector in the front trunk or frunk, and we've always put those in our cars either by WeatherTech or by the Porsche brand. When we had our 981, we did the same thing. We put it in there, and the funny thing is when we got this one from Suncoast Porsche Parts, the little label was a little off, so we emailed them and they told us we could just take it off and put it back on, which was an easy fix. So we got that taken care of. Those small things definitely make the car more drivable. And then it came time for the biggest mod, and we got super lucky because Suncoast Porsche partnered up with us, and we put the 991.2 OEM steering wheel and OEM airbag, which is really important as far as the airbag goes, in our 991.1. Before we had the thumb shifters, and I could tell you that I did not like those thumb shifters. So when we upgraded the steering wheel, it was a huge thing, and we used the GPS harness. And the real cool thing is that the person who makes the GPS harness, we were able to connect with them. We were able to make a video, which is now on their website, and we also partnered up with them with their instructions and everything. So it was a really cool experience. Not only did we upgrade our 911, but we got to partner up with their company, and we also got to do one of the most comprehensive videos, how to install the 991.2 steering wheel and how to install it or wire in the GPS harness, which all of it was super cool. And it was really neat because Elise helped me out a lot. She did the instructions and she helped me understand the instructions. And it was just a great experience because our car looks so much better with the steering wheel. And then I made a couple friends online, and I made one specific friend. I won't name his name because he didn't tell me I could, but this guy's been guiding me through the whole 991.1 journey. His 991.1 is totally spec'd out. There's like nothing you could do to it because he's done everything. But he told me, he's like, you need to put the bracket in the rear hatch assembly. Otherwise, if it becomes disconnected, you have to disassemble the entire rear end just to open up the hatch again. So I took his advice, and we made a very comprehensive video how to put the bracket in the back of the rear hatch assembly. And that was a really good thing because after I understood how all of it worked, having that bracket on there to prevent that cable to pop out was a very important thing. So we did that for the community, and big shout out to my friend for telling me that in advance. And then we got brave and we removed the rear bumper. And the reason why is because we needed to replace our air filters. Yes, you need to remove the rear bumper on the 991.1 to put the air filters. And it really wasn't that bad of a job. Like I thought it'd be worse. It was not. It really wasn't. So we put our BMC air filters in, and we didn't get a ton of noise. We got like a tiny little bit of extra noise, but just knowing that we had those high performance air filters that literally come in the 993, and I mean the GT3 RS or something like that from the factory, BMC air filters was a great addition, and we were able to make a video of all that stuff, which was awesome. And then, like driver's therapy's typical SOP, we looked at the exhaust tips and they were kind of flaking. They were chrome, and at one point in time, but they looked beautiful, but they were flaking and they looked dull. So we took them off, took them to my friend Ryan at Pro Powder Coating here in Grand Junction, and we had them Cerakoted Glacier Black, and they definitely look better. And then we finally installed the sport lip, which is honestly something I should have done right away because that really changed the car, and that is a must to do. And we actually were super excited that we did that. And then after that, we changed out the key covers to match the color of our 911, which I thought was super cool. And then we did another video, a short video on how to do the oil change. And I was surprised of how the overall process of the oil change is pretty straightforward. And we did a video on how to remove the fans, because when you're doing the oil change, you have to remove the fans that access the oil filter. And we also installed the puddle lights that show the Porsche name when you open up the door. And those were super cool. They were a little pricey. They were about $200. And the install was straightforward. Just don't burn yourself with the little light, because man, those little bulbs are hot. But I think it adds a lot of character, because after I installed it and I opened the door, it surprised me like every time, even though I knew it was there, but definitely a good thing. And then we did something that took a lot of time. We disassembled all 4 brake calipers and we cleaned them, and then we re-lubed them, and then we put them all back together, and they look really good. But the reason why we did that is because they were squeaking a lot, and after we re-lubed them, I feel that they squeaked a lot less. It was still there, and Porsche even put out like a technical bulletin and a YouTube video talking about that for the 991.1, the brakes were just squeaky for that generation. And then one of the most mandatory things you had to do, and I think we did this in the beginning, but I forgot to mention it in the very beginning, and that's the little wind buffeting tabs on the side. For the 991.1 and the GT4 that we had, every time we rolled down the windows, you got some serious wind buffeting, to the point that you didn't even want to have the windows down. But when you just literally put on the little tabs, they have adhesive, at least did it because I'm not good at that stuff. When she installed them, the problem was fixed. So those were a couple of things that were really easy to do, but had a big impact with the car. And then we did our typical informative videos. Elise did all the great videos that you could do on a 991.1. She did the PDK video, did a deep dive on that. She did a deep dive on the 3.8 engine. And she also did a deep dive on the 991.1 versus the 991.2. I also did some good troubleshooting videos. Now, I did a troubleshooting video for the PCM when it resets. I also did a troubleshooting video in case you have any issues with an engine light. We never had an engine light video, but I wanted to walk through for a typical 991.1 owner how to troubleshoot a car if you have a check engine light, and I walked through it specifically on the 991.1. And I also did a video with the exhaust rattle, because at any point in time, if you remove those exhaust tips, you could actually put them back wrong and they make a noise, and I show how to put them on correctly because I took the guidance of someone on the forum who went through that and fixed it, and I made a video about it. Now, our 991.1 journey was amazing. We already talked about in our video, our exit video, of how we felt about it and everything. There are a couple of things that I wish I could have done because I wanted to experience it, but I held back on it because of how expensive it was, and that was the GTS grille. I was planning to do the letters in the back, black, and in the grille in the back, but the grille is about $2,000, and I decided not to go that route. But besides that, that is what we did to our 991.1, and we had an exhaust we never installed. We actually have it on sale on Rentless, but I think we got to experience the car and make some good videos, and that's what we did. And I would say out of all the mods that we did to the car, the best one was the steering wheel and definitely the sport front lip. And don't forget, guys, we have videos, comprehensive DIY step-by-step videos for everything I just mentioned in our playlist. All right, guys, thank you for watching. Hit that like button, and we'll talk to you soon.